Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's a little after 5. This is the Local Agency Formation Commission, County of Kern, State of California, the meeting of December 7th, 2016. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Fowler?
Present.
Commissioner McKibben?
Present.
Commissioner Scribner?
Here.
Commissioner Sanders? Commissioner Rivera? Commissioner Mello?
Here.
Commissioner McGuire? Commissioner Couch?
Here.
Commissioner Garola?
Present.
All right, very good. And I will ask Commissioner Garola, the newly elected mayor, to please lead us in the flag salute.
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you very much. All right, next on the agenda, item number 3 is approval of the minutes for the November 2nd, 2016 meeting. If everyone has had an opportunity to review those minutes, are there any changes that anyone saw are necessary? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Please cast your votes.
Motion approved, all ayes.
Okay, thank you very much. Next item on the agenda are public comments. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons desiring to address the commission on any matter not on this agenda and over which the commission has jurisdiction. Speakers are limited to 2 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record, your name and address for the record before you make any comments. Do we have any public comments? Okay, seeing no members of the public, we'll move on to item number 5. This is a public project review, City of Bakersfield Annexation number 665. And I will ask Mr. Knox to kick us off on this item.
Thank you, Chairman. On June 29th, 2016, the City of Bakersfield submitted annexation number 665 to annex approximately 22 acres of vacant land. The proposed area is located south of Taft Highway along the east side of Campagnoni Street. For those of you who don't remember the CHP annexation, it's right across the street to the east. This area is within the city's sphere of influence and has been planned for in the city's general plan. The area is zoned light manufacturing by the county and has been pre-zoned light manufacturing by the City of Bakersfield. This area is adjacent to Highway 99 to the east, undeveloped land to the north and west. To the south are single-family homes and equipment yards. The report and recommendation describe this as vacant and agricultural land, but there is no agricultural production, which has been confirmed by the city and by me personally. The proposal has 100% landowner consent, and the applicant has requested that the notice of hearing and protest hearing be waived as allowed by Government Section Code 56663. The applicant has signed, went too far. The applicant has signed an indemnity agreement, with LAFCo. The City of Bakersfield, as lead agency, has prepared and adopted a notice of exemption for this project. A copy of the city's environmental document is included with this application and must be considered when casting your votes. The City of Bakersfield has entered into a master property tax agreement with the County of Kern. Both the city and county have indicated that this proposal fits the criteria of this agreement. The property tax will not increase due to this annexation. There are no conflicts identified within the city's general plan, regional transportation plan, or any specific plan. Consideration for disadvantaged unincorporated community does not apply due to lack of a nearby community. A notice was sent to affected local agencies. No comments were received. A copy of the proposal was sent to the county assessor, county planning, and county surveyor. Comments were received and used for this report. The boundary conforms to assessor's parcel. A copy of the map along with a memo was sent to the Kern Council of Governments for review. No comments were received. No negative impacts on the surrounding properties have been identified. The annexation is adjacent to the city and would not create an island, and the alternatives would be leave the property in the county and continue to have fewer municipal services. The proposal is consistent with commission policies in that the site is contiguous with existing city limits included in the sphere of influence and does not convert prime farmland. Therefore, it's a recommendation of the executive officer that the commission consider the environmental documents, waive the protest hearing, and approve this application.
All right, thank you very much. Does that conclude your report thus far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to ask if there are any members of the public that would like to make any comments on this item before we bring it back to the commission. Okay, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission. If there are any comments or motions for approval?
Move approval.
Okay, Commissioner Couch?
A second.
And we have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
Motion approved, all ayes.
Okay, thank you very much. That brings us now to, still under item 5, now we're on to B. This is City of Bakersfield Annexation number 661, Ming number 10. Mr. Knox, please.
There. Okay. Got the new map up. Yes, this is City of Bakersfield, Ming number 10, with the detachment B for CSA number 43, which makes this a reorganization. On July 29th, 2016, the City of Bakersfield submitted annexation number 661 and detachment B from CSA number 43. This proposal is to annex approximately 1.81 acres of 3 single-family homes and a commercial property into the City of Bakersfield and to detach the same area from CSA number 43. The proposal is located north of Ming Avenue on the east and west side of Baldwin Road. This area is within the city's sphere of influence and has been planned for in the city's general plan. The proposed annexation size is below the 10 acres or more required to consideration for a disadvantaged unincorporated community. The area is zoned residential in the county and has been pre-zoned residential for 2 houses in the city. The commercial property on the northwest corner is pre-zoned general commercial, and the house on the northeast corner is pre-zoned general commercial as requested by the property owner. This proposal has 100% landowner consent, which was received after the city council approved their resolution. The applicant has requested the notice of hearing and protest hearing be waived as allowed by government code section 56663. The applicant has signed I'm having trouble with that word today, indemnification agreement. CEQA is met by 2 notices of exemptions, one on the properties that will remain in the same zoning. The second notice of exemption covers the change from residential to general commercial on the northeast corner. Both documents were adopted by the City of Bakersfield. The commission must take the environmental documents into consideration when casting your votes. The City of Bakersfield has entered into a master property tax agreement with the county, and both city and county have indicated that this property fits with the criteria of the agreement. The property tax will not increase due to the reorganization. No negative impacts on the surrounding properties have been identified. The properties all have improvements and are adjacent to existing residential and commercial development. The boundaries conform with the assessor's parcels. There are no conflicts identified in the city's general plan, regional transportation plan, or any specific plan. The purpose of the annexation is to provide municipal services to these properties. While not technically part of this annexation approval, this annexation will help the City of Bakersfield to widen Ming Avenue to full arterial status. Ming Avenue has full arterial road with widths on both sides of this stretch of properties. The annexation is adjacent to the City of Bakersfield and would not create an island. The alternatives would be to leave the properties in the county and continue to have fewer municipal services and disrupted traffic flow in the area. Therefore, it's a recommendation of the executive officer that the commission consider the environmental documents, waive the protest hearing, and approve this application.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm quite familiar with this particular piece of property. When I was on the city council, this was in the area of my ward, and up until we did the redistricting a few years back, this was in my supervisorial district. And so I know that this has been a choke point on Ming Avenue for a long time. And this acquisition and subsequent acquisition by one of the property owners and subsequent annexation that we're considering here has been a long time coming. So I'll ask if there's any members of the public that would like to make comment on this. Okay, seeing none, bring it back to the commission.
Motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Fowler and a second, I believe, by Commissioner Couch. Please cast your votes.
Motion passed, all ayes.
Okay, thank you very much. That will bring us now to item number 6, commission items. Any commissioners have any items for consideration? No? Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to general business. First of all, we have approval of claims list number 16-11. And need a motion on that?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion
Second.
and a second. I think we need to get there we go, there are the buttons. All right, please cast your votes.
Motion passed, all ayes.
Okay, thank you. And on now to consideration of the proposed 2017 meeting schedule. Does anyone, I'm sorry, Mr. Knox, do you want to kick us off on this? I think everybody's probably had an opportunity to review the meeting schedule that was in our packets.
Sure. Yes, the meeting schedule in your packet is actually similar to the 2016 meeting schedule. In October, your normally scheduled meeting would conflict with the LAFCo conference and actually be the day before Thanksgiving. And in December, it would be December 28th. So moving those two up to early November, early December makes sense again for this year.
Okay. Any questions or concerns? Any changes desired? Okay. Can we get a motion to approve then?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
Motion passed, all ayes.
Okay. Now on to item C under general business, approval of expenditure over $1,500 for a new phone system. Mr. Knox?
Yes, Chairman. The phone system we currently have in the office, there are only 3 phones. Only one of them actually rings. Only one of them has voicemail. And the office that I'm currently using doesn't have a phone at all. So wanting to expand it and kind of get it into the 21st century, we went out and got a bid for a new phone system. And also did some search on the internet to see if that was within the range of cost and that it's comparable to other things that I found.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions or comments from the commission on this item?
I think our executive director should have a phone that rings.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, so is that a motion,
So
Commissioner
moved.
Couch?
Yes.
Okay. And Commissioner Fowler, I'm going to take that as a second. All right, please cast your votes.
Motion passed, all ayes.
Okay, very good. Now that brings us to item D under general business. Adopt resolution confirming the results of the protest hearing for Greenfield County Water District Annexation Number 47.
We held a protest hearing last Friday, December 2nd. There was no one in attendance, therefore no protest, and so this should be able to move forward.
Okay. Do I have are there any members of the public that would like to make comment on that item? No? Okay, seeing none, back to the commission.
I'll move approval of the recommendation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
Motion approved, all ayes.
Thank you. And now on to item E, North of the River Sanitation District Annexation of SOI Modification Number 105, Request for Extension. And Mr. Knox, do we have a staff report on this?
Yes, Chairman. North of the River Sanitation District is working on a sphere of influence change in annexation, which requires an MSR. That's going to take them additional time, and they've asked for an additional year to get that finished. So that may be a little long, but they wanted the extra time to make sure they got it right. So that was their request.
Okay. Any members of the public here to comment on that? Seeing none, return to the commission.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please cast your vote.
Motion passed, all ayes.
Okay, thank you. Next is item F. This is an informational item regarding the 2016-2017 budget update.
Hi, thank you. In your packet, you have a memo regarding the 2016-2017 budget. The way that our budget works is we have contributions from special districts, the cities, and the county. And when the commission approves the budget, we send it to the county and they do the billing. They figure out everyone's contribution. And this last year, well, just a few months ago, when I was reviewing the budget, I noticed that there was a mistake and that they had billed out for an incorrect amount. So after I contacted the county, they agreed that there had been a mistake and they've done a new billing. So for now, the difference was, there was a discrepancy of about $57,000. And now we're down to $22,000. And they're continuing to collect funds from the special districts, and we have just a couple of cities that haven't paid the second billing. But I expect that most of that money will be paid, and so it'll all be corrected. I just wanted to give you all an update to let you know that there was that discrepancy and that it has been corrected.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions from the commission? Yes, Commissioner Fowler.
I'm just wondering, should our audit have revealed that?
The audit is for the previous year. So the next audit will show that, yes.
Thank you. Good question. Any members of the public like to comment on that? Okay, seeing none, that item was informational. No motion is required. And also, item G is informational. This is regarding the appointment of Karen Sanders to Special District Commissioner, and also the procedure to fill the alternate commissioner position is currently being implemented. So is there any explanation from staff on this item? I know we did have something in our packets on it. Mr. Knox, please. I think your mic's off.
Sorry. With the passing of Commissioner
McLaughlin.
yes, sorry. We had a seat to fill. We held an election. Karen Sanders was the only one who applied, so we didn't have to go further with the election. So she is now she moves from the alternate to the active member, which also requires us to now hold an election for the alternate position. We have started that process. I believe we have until January 6th of 2017 for those applications to come in. Once we have those, we'll know whether we have multiple candidates or not, and hopefully have election with a majority of the special districts. We need a majority of the special districts to vote on that, or it doesn't become active. So the only action here is, I was going to say congratulations to Karen Sanders, but unfortunately, she couldn't be here tonight. But also encourage the special districts, if you run into them, to have somebody from their board consider being our alternate here on the commission.
Very good, and we'll congratulate Ms. Sanders at the next meeting. Okay, very good. That brings us to closed session. However, I wanted to give a report from our Personnel Committee. The Personnel Committee met this week, and it was to discuss the staff recommendation for a contract for former Executive Director, Ms. Moore, which ends December 31st of this year. And I know that the commissioners had an opportunity to review the recommendation for that contract. And so I'm going to ask, the recommendation from the Personnel Committee was for us to accept this proposed contract for 6 months. However, if any of the members of the commission would like to review this or discuss it in closed session, we can adjourn to closed session, or if it's acceptable to everyone, we can just approve it here and then conclude the meeting.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Couch.
unless anyone would like to go to closed session, I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, please cast your votes.
Motion approved, all ayes.
Okay, thank you very much. That brings us to the conclusion of our meeting. Appreciate everybody being here, and we're not going to see you until the first of the year, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I look forward to seeing everybody back in January. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.